Double bombshell. Romano destroys City hijack claims while Antony exit heats up. Welcome back to United News, your most trusted source for breaking Manchester United transfer news. Today we have not one but two major transfer updates that will change how you think about United's summer window. First, Fabrizio Romano has completely destroyed claims that Manchester City could hijack United's move for Senne Lammens. Second, there are major developments in Antony's potential exit to Real Betis. Are you ready for some serious transfer drama? Because we've got it all covered. Part 1. Romano destroys the City hijack claims. Let's start with the story that had United fans genuinely worried. Reports emerged claiming that Manchester City were ready to hijack United's move for Royal Antwerp goalkeeper Senne Lammens. The story seemed believable enough. Both Manchester clubs need goalkeepers. City want Donnarumma, but PSG are asking for too much money. United have agreed personal terms with Lammens. So naturally, some outlets suggested City might swoop in and steal United's target. Manchester City have held no talks concerning a potential deal for Royal Antwerp goalkeeper Senne Lammens. It has now been clarified. But this is exactly where Romano stepped in with his bombshell revelation. The speculation was enough to get United fans worried. After all, we've seen City hijack deals before. The thought of losing another target to our rivals was genuinely concerning for many supporters. Romano's truth bomb. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Fabrizio Romano, the most reliable transfer journalist in world football, has completely shut down these hijack claims. Speaking on YouTube, Romano was crystal clear about the situation. He said Manchester City have never moved for Senne Lammens. Not once. Not at all. Why haven't City made a move? Because they're still focused entirely on getting Gianluigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain if Ederson leaves for Galatasaray. Romano's exact words were important. Man City have been linked with a move for Senne Lammens. Guys, I'm not aware of that. Man City never moved for Senne Lammens. Why? Because Man City want to go for Donnarumma. City want to sign Donnarumma if Ederson goes to Galatasaray. This is massive news for United fans. It means there's no competition from City, no hijack threat, no last-minute drama from across town. United's deal is progressing perfectly. But Romano didn't just destroy the City hijack claims. He also provided a brilliant update on how United's deal for Lammens is actually going. Fabrizio Romano reveals ongoing talks between Manchester United and Royal Antwerp for Senne Lammens, who is determined to make the move to Old Trafford. The negotiations are going very well indeed. Romano confirmed that negotiations between United and Royal Antwerp are advancing very well. He described them as very good negotiations, with the package requested being €20 million. The personal terms are already agreed. Lammens has said yes to Manchester United. This is huge because getting player agreement is often the hardest part of any transfer. What's left to sort out? Just the club-to-club negotiations on deal structure and fee. But Romano made it clear these talks are progressing smoothly. Part 2. The Antony exit saga intensifies. Now let's move to the second major story, Antony's potential exit from Manchester United. And this one is getting very interesting indeed. Real Betis are still desperately trying to bring Antony back to Spain, but they're facing some serious competition that could derail their plans completely. Romano has confirmed that talks are still ongoing between Real Betis and Manchester United for Antony. The Brazilian winger wants to return to Andalusia, but the deal structure remains a major sticking point. The Betis problem. Here's Betis' issue. They want another loan deal for Antony, just like they had before. That makes sense for them. They get a quality player without having to pay a massive transfer fee up front. But Manchester United have different ideas. They want to sell Antony permanently this summer. The club has made it clear that the 25-year-old Brazilian is one of their priorities to be moved on. United's asking price is set at €45 million for a permanent deal. That's a lot of money for Betis, who were hoping to negotiate another loan arrangement. The Spanish club believes United's desperation to sell will eventually force them to accept a loan deal on Betis' terms. But that might be wishful thinking. The competition heats up. This is where things get really interesting for United. Betis might think they're in the driving seat, but they're about to face some serious competition. According to reports, Fenerbahce are prepared to meet Manchester United's demands of €45 million for a permanent deal. That would give United exactly what they want: Antony off the books and a decent transfer fee. There's also interest from Saudi Pro League clubs, who have the financial power to match or exceed United's asking price. This creates a fascinating situation. Betis want Antony on loan. Fenerbahce and Saudi clubs are willing to buy him permanently. Antony himself prefers Betis. What happens next? Antony's personal preference. The key factor in all of this is what Antony himself wants. According to all reports, he has his heart set on returning to Real Betis. Antony only wants to join Real Betis and will consider other options only if a move to the Spanish club becomes impossible. That gives Betis a significant advantage despite their financial limitations. But here's the question: how long will Antony wait for Betis to match United's demands? If Fenerbahce or a Saudi club makes an attractive offer, will he change his mind? Players often say they want to join a specific club, but when faced with significantly better financial offers, minds can change quickly. United's position. From Manchester United's perspective, this situation is actually quite positive. They have multiple interested parties and can play them against each other to get the best deal. If Betis won't meet their asking price, United can turn to Fenerbahce or the Saudi clubs. The important thing is getting Antony's wages off the books and recouping some of the money they paid for him. United's negotiating position is strong because they have willing buyers and a player who wants to leave. That's usually a recipe for getting a deal done. Why these two stories matter. You might wonder why these two transfer stories are so important for Manchester United. Let us explain. The Lammens situation shows United can complete deals efficiently without drama or competition from rivals. No hijacks, no gazumps, just professional negotiations leading to a successful conclusion. The Antony situation shows United are serious about clearing out players who don't fit their plans. They're not just accepting any offer, they want fair value for their assets. Both stories demonstrate that United's transfer strategy has improved significantly. They're identifying targets early, Lammens, and being firm about their valuations. Antony. The financial impact. Let's talk about the money involved in both deals, because that's important for United's overall transfer strategy. The Lammens deal would cost United around €20 million. That's reasonable money for a young goalkeeper with potential. The Antony deal could bring in up to €45 million if United get their asking price. That would help fund other transfers and reduce the wage bill significantly. If both deals go through as planned, United would have a net spend of €25 million on improving their goalkeeper position while removing a player who wasn't working out. That's smart business in anyone's book. What this says about Amorim's plans. These transfer moves also give us insight into Ruben Amorim's plans for the team. Signing Lammens suggests Amorim wants genuine competition for the goalkeeper position. He's not satisfied with the current options and wants to bring in fresh talent. Selling Antony suggests the Brazilian doesn't fit into Amorim's tactical plans. The manager clearly prefers other options in wide positions. Both moves show a manager who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to make tough decisions to get it. The timeline for both deals. With the transfer window closing soon, both deals need to be completed quickly. The Lammens deal appears closer to completion, with personal terms agreed and club negotiations progressing well. Don't be surprised if this is announced within days. The Antony deal could take longer, especially if Betis are still hoping to negotiate a loan rather than meeting United's permanent transfer demands. But with multiple interested parties, United are in a strong position to get the Antony deal done before the deadline. Fan reactions. United fans have reacted positively to both stories, but for different reasons. The Lammens news has been welcomed because it shows United can compete for targets without interference from rivals. The fact that City aren't involved has been a particular relief. The Antony news has been welcomed because fans want to see players who aren't performing moved on. Getting €45 million for a player who hasn't lived up to expectations would be excellent business. Both stories feed into a narrative that United's transfer strategy is improving under the new regime. The broader transfer context. These two deals are part of United's broader transfer strategy for this window and beyond. In terms of incomings, United have already brought in some exciting attacking talent. Adding Lammens would strengthen the goalkeeper position and provide necessary competition. In terms of outgoings, United are clearly focused on moving players who don't fit the new manager's plans. Antony is just one of several players who could leave before the window closes. This balanced approach, bringing in players who fit the system while moving on those who don't, is exactly what successful clubs do. What success looks like. For both deals, success would look different but equally important. For Lammens, success would be completing the signing quickly and without drama. Getting a talented young goalkeeper for reasonable money would be excellent business. For Antony, success would be getting close to the asking price while ensuring the player moves to a club where he can revive his career. Both outcomes would demonstrate that United's transfer operations are becoming more professional and efficient. Romano's reliability factor. Throughout both stories, Fabrizio Romano's involvement has been crucial. His updates have provided clarity where there was confusion and facts where there was speculation. When Romano says City haven't moved for Lammens, that's not guesswork. That's definitive information from the most reliable source in football transfers. When he confirms that Batiste talks are ongoing for Antony, that carries weight because of his track record for accuracy. This is why Romano's updates matter so much. In a world full of transfer rumors and speculation, he provides the facts that fans need to know. Looking ahead, both transfer stories are likely to develop rapidly over the next few days as the window approaches its close. The Lammens deal could be wrapped up quickly given how well the negotiations are progressing. The Antony deal might take more time as United wait to see if Batiste will meet their demands, or if they need to turn to alternative buyers. Either way, United are in strong positions in both negotiations. What this means for United's season. Successfully completing both deals would give United's season a significant boost before it really gets going. Adding Lammens would solve the goalkeeper competition issue and give Amorim genuine options in that position. Moving on Antony would free up squad space and wages for other priorities, while also removing a potential source of dressing room discontent. Both moves would demonstrate that United mean business this season and aren't afraid to make tough decisions. The message to other players. These potential deals also send messages to other players in the squad. The Lammens signing would tell current goalkeepers that they need to perform or face genuine competition for their places. The Antony sale would tell all squad players that if they don't fit the manager's plans or aren't performing, they could be moved on regardless of their status or previous transfer fee. That's exactly the kind of competitive environment that brings out the best in players. Conclusion. A defining few days ahead. These two transfer stories perfectly encapsulate what Manchester United are trying to achieve in this window and beyond. Smart recruitment of young talent with potential. Lammens. Firm but fair dealing when selling players who haven't worked out. Antony. No tolerance for transfer drama or rival interference. Romano's updates have provided clarity on both situations, destroying false hijack claims while confirming ongoing negotiations. The next few days could be crucial for both deals. United fans have every reason to be optimistic that both situations will be resolved in the club's favor. Keep following United News for all the latest updates on both stories as they develop. We'll continue to rely on trusted sources like Romano to bring you the facts without the speculation that fills other outlets. Whether it's incoming talent like Lammens or outgoing players like Antony, United are showing they know how to handle transfer business professionally and efficiently. This is exactly the kind of competent transfer activity that builds successful teams and gives fans confidence in the club's direction. The Romano bombshells have set the stage for what could be a very successful end to United's transfer window. Let's see how it all unfolds.